Welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be breaking down an old loop of mine like 5 years back, and I'm going to show you how I flipped the loop into something new and just all the process and things I learned the past 5 years so you can just implement it into your music ASAP. So we're at 143 BPM and that's the loop I made 5 years ago. You can hear the melodic idea is not too bad, but it's just the mixing is off and there are not enough layers and all of that good stuff. So let's break down the first MIDI. So we're here in the scale of D minor, and basically what I did is alternate the root note between the 5th and the 6th. And I just had this basic bell pattern going up and then going down and then just repeating over and over again with minor switch ups also in the 5 and the 6 here. What you want to do when making your melodies is always this concept of call and response. So you've probably heard of it, but basically what it is, you have a first initial rhythm or first melody and then something responding to that. So in that case we have the first 3 melodies which go up, which is a call, and then this little part which is the response. Now obviously you can like stretch it out over more bars and have like a call that is 2 bars long and a response that is 3 bars long or 2 bars long, whatever. But you can do that with anything. You can do that with notes, you can do that with rhythms, you can basically do that with everything. And repetition is very much key, but repetition does not mean that it's boring. So for example, this right here is actually pretty much the same MIDI as this. The only thing I changed is 5th to the 6th, and we changed it down up to, or 1 tone higher in the scale. And that's pretty much everything. I repeated over and over again, and then I just layered the same thing with some sounds from Contact and some one shots, I believe. This is what this loop looks like improved, and I'm just gonna quickly play it for you guys. So yeah, that's just super fire, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what I did to achieve that. So first of all, we started off by this pattern I showed you earlier that I broke down earlier. Pretty much stayed the same, and I pretty much kept everything from the old sample, so I kept the Contact instance. I just added effects and changed kind of the sound of things and changed the mixing, and this is what those two sound like. Okay, so next up, as you guys know, never forget your low pianos. And right here we have a simple pattern. First hit is with 2 octaves, the second hit is with 1. The thing you want to look out for with these low pianos, just don't make them like this all the time, it's just kind of boring. So just having that little variation in there will make it more interesting. Next I added a choir sample from Mosaic Voices, and I laid down this basic pattern which always switches from the 5 to the 6 to the 5 to the 6. Now I often use like these sorts of pattern, or for 2 or 3 to give like a dark background texture. As for effects, we have a portal to make it more unique. I chose the birds preset from my Vision Portal Bank, link is in the description, it's 100% free. And this is what it sounds like. Now, next thing, I added this violin lead, which I've played in as well. And I've gave this tip already a ton, but if you want to play in like lead melodies from strings or any other thing, just play them in by your MIDI piano. The reason for this is just because it's way more simple to play in an idea and then kind of fix it up instead of clicking in a lead, you know what I'm saying? So clicking in a lead will always sound kind of weird and kind of off because it's not natural, because you do stuff that you would do with a normal MIDI. But the important thing with leads is that sometimes they stay 2 bars on the exact same note. And to get that feeling for how it should sound, you will always have to play it in, and it's just way easier. So that's what that string sounds like. Pretty fire. I used a cello lyrical from East West Silk. That's part of Opus. Probably my favorite plugin in the past few weeks for just dark orchestral stuff. So this is what we have so far. Definitely sounds fire already, but we're not quite there yet, so I added another texture. This texture is from my Anarchy Creative Kit, it's also linked in the description, and a phrase from my Anarchy Creative Kit as well. Then I added an accent, also from Anarchy Creative Kit. And lastly, I added a bass from Heat Up Free Urbanese preset, if you know, you know. And this is what these extra layers and textures sound like together. Then I arranged the whole thing and added the stems and stuff, and in the end exported it and pitched it down one semitone. Now you might think this is very complicated and complex, and you've heard 1000 times online that your melodies need to be simple and easy. Yes, that's true, but the definition of simple isn't just having 3 layers. The definition of simple is having a simple melody, and as you can hear, like, most of these things are just small accents that you don't really hear at all. The things I'm playing now are just kind of accents and laying in the background, so they don't complicate the sample at all. And if you break it down like that, we only have 3 main melodies, or 3 melodies at all. We have the bells, we have the strings, and we have this phrase I added. So if you now listen to the sample again, you can only really hear those 3 things. Of course you can hear the background stuff as well, but it's not complicated and it doesn't interfere with the melody itself. So what people mean when they say simplicity is key is that you just want to have simple stuff in there. You just want to have a simple main melody, and the things you hear need to actually be simple. But for those things to actually sound good, you need layers and accents and phrases who complement the whole thing. So you can just make a melody with like 3 patterns and expect it to sound fire as fuck, because there's no way that just 3 layers combined can fill out a whole loop to the max. So you need like lots of layers. And that's pretty much one of the secrets I learned, is that you have to do more than you think you have to do, because everyone is just trying to shove down your throat that you only need so and so many sounds, that less is more. And it's kind of true, but layers don't necessarily make a melody more complex. Just always remember that.